Hey guys, it's TJXC here, back at you guys for another deck profile. Apologize for the delay in getting some videos up, but unfortunately these past 2 weeks I've been kind of busy, and actually last week was my busiest. I was a weekend because it was our Minnesota Bloomington Regional, and so I was getting ready for that, play testing with my buddies, just focusing my time on that, and actually I topped that event as well. So top 16, I actually placed 16th in there. So I'll go ahead and just post that or show that picture here somewhere so you guys can kind of look at it here. So place 16th, playing Gouki. So for this one I decided not to go with the Spyrals just because I actually wanted to play the Dark Warrior Spyrals, but then unfortunately they got hit, and so I wanted to play something more consistent, and so I went ahead and just played Gouki because it's a stupid deck. I mean, you can either make Rongo or you can either just Gumblar for 6, Gumblar for 4, and then Dolphin for 2 actually. So that was basically the deck that I opted to play, and so I just went ahead and play that. So I'll be showcasing that deck profile for you guys here. So to start off, we're playing the 3 Neo Space Connectors. I know that I have 2 proxies here. I only have 1. So most of the cards in that deck actually I didn't have, and so I just borrowed it from a buddy of mine. His name is Bryce, and so he's a really cool guy. He actually topped Fargo, North Dakota Regional, I want to say like a month or so back too. He plays first, and so really cool guy. Got to play test with him the night before, and I actually don't know how to play the deck. I learned it the night before, and I just went ahead and just went with it, and I topped it. Yeah, so most of the cards I got from him. So yeah, 3 Neo Space Connectors, and then you also want to play the 1 Dolphin to go with it. Just the 1, because you can just Twitter him out through Neo Space Connector. This is probably your most strongest normal summon in the whole game. Or actually the whole game, the whole deck. I mean, this, or either if you have this with an extender is really strong, or your other combo is basically an extender and any Gouki card. Yeah, so move that away. And these are your extenders. I play the 1 Photon Thruster and the 3 Junk Forwards. The reason why I opted to play just the 1 Photon Thrasher was because it's searchable off of reinforcements of the army, and also it's it's 21 beat stick. So the reason why I played 1 was because if your opponent goes first, maybe say game 2 or 3, and they sided in Inspector Border, and you have no else to it. Basically, this is the reason why I played it, because you can search it off reinforcement of the army, and you can just special summon it and attack over the Inspector Border because he has 2100 attack. So that's why I played just the 1 for it. So we only play the 2 Gouki Octo Stretch. This is just for a level 1 target off of Isolde, sending the Divine Sword into the graveyard and special summoning this guy off of that. It's really good. And we're also playing the 1 Gouki with Scorpio. Just the 1. I usually like to search this guy off of Isolde when Isolde's on summon effect. I mean, this guy is just there for that, and it's just another Gouki card monster to search. And we're also playing just the 1 Hatbat. And next up, this is also your next best normal summon in the game. So you're playing 3 Suprex. So just a 3 Suprex, really strong. It's basically like a Marauding Captain. You normal summon it, and you get your special summon another Gouki monster from your hand. So it's really good for that. Next up, we're playing the 3 Twist Cobra. We're playing 3 just because, I mean, I would rather play 3 of this than say like 3 Headbat or something. This is, in my opinion, a lot better. And also it's a level 3 because you're gonna need that to go into number, I think 70 something. Basically, Gossip Shadow is why you're playing the 3 of these, because it's a level 3. You can make that into the Gossip Shadow Bamboozle. Next up for your spells, we're gonna go and just play the Living Fossil and the 1 Divine Sword. So this is all you need to play. Sword's there just because it's mandatory. You have to basically, it's like plussing when you're sending to grave, and then you're banishing your warriors just to add it back to your hand. Free discard fodder essentially. And then the 1 Living Fossil, because it's basically like a monster reward, and so it's really good. If you need like extenders, or if you're going second and you need to make like a big monster to out one of their monsters, that's why it's there. I'm only playing 2 Gouki Rematch. I really like this card because basically you can have follow-up plays. So if you use the first one and then you search the second one later, and then you know, if somehow you aren't able to kill them that turn and it goes to the third, you know, it's your turn, their turn, and then your turn again, and then you know you have the Gouki rematch to make your plays again, you know, basically do a follow-up play. So that's why it's really good. I regret not playing the third copy. The third copy came up so much at my regional. Sometimes I would just grind it out with my opponent, and I really wish I just had a third one. Also playing the 3 Called by the Grave. It's just there to basically ensure that your combos go through, and you just kill your opponent. Next up, you're playing 3 Mid Breakers. It's kind of self-explanatory again. Protection, you know, ensuring that your combos go through. If you open this, an extender, and a Gouki, you're winning that game for the most part. You're pretty much winning that game. Next up, 3 instant fusions. Again, extenders, really good. Your target is, I think you can play the Carbonella Warriors or the Dragoness guy, or in this case in my deck, I'm actually playing Invoked Raijin. It's really good in this deck, really strong also in this meta right now, just because, you know, if you're playing and you're going second against Thunder Dragons, you need Raijin to basically Book of Moon their Colossus so that you can proceed with your plays. So it's actually really relevant. In your one-off, so 1 Rhoda, 1 1-for-1, 1 Soul Charge, and 1 Monster Reborn. These are just your one-offs, really powerful if you open with them. Go next, we're gonna play, this is our Phantom Knights engine. You're only playing 1 Cloak, 1 Boots, 2 Brigadine, and 1 Fogblade. I actually only resolved this once in the whole entire regional. I really wish that, you know, I didn't play this, and I would have played, maybe I would have swapped this out for the 3rd rematch, as I was saying earlier. This card is kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, it's kind of subpar. It's not really that great. For the most part, you're going to be doing the Gunblock play, and you're going to be searching these. Like, you know, you're going to have one setting this off of the Bardiche, and the other one you're going to be searching it to set for the, you know, to special summon it again the next turn, so that you can come up for another 2. And this card doesn't really come up as often, and so I would rather take this out. This is my opinion. You guys can go ahead and kind of play around with it. So now after the extra deck, of course, you're gonna play the number 86 Rongo, and you're gonna play the number 75 Bamboozing. So this deck is able to go into the Rongo combo fairly consistently and easy. So that's why you're playing these 2. And if you summon Rongo and your opponent doesn't have any outs, then you just win that, you auto win that game. For the most part, game 1 you're gonna win. If you make this guy, you're gonna win no matter what, because even if they have to say XYZ Encore, it's in their side, you know, you're gonna win game 1 no matter what. And game 2, I think Encore is actually a really bad card. You know, like, you can't search it, you have to basically draw it in your beginning draw, and if you don't have that, then basically you win. Just making this, you win, because like, if they, let's say they side it and they draw opening hand and they don't have it, you win anyway. So that's why I don't think Encore is really that good. Next up, you're playing the Prediplant Drago Stapula. The reason why we're playing this is because in the side, I'll show you guys the one card that I'm actually teching in there. So this guy's just really good. It just requires 1 Fusion Monster and 1 Dark Monster. It's basically one of your outs against Thunder Dragons and other fusion-based decks that have like Dark Monsters as well. So this is really good. Next up, your Nightmare Engine, or I should say Nightmare Package. Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn. Just the 3, really good overall. Most of my time at the regional, I used Phoenix and the Unicorn more than Cerberus, just to like pop back row, and Unicorn just to spin stuff away. Unicorn are really good going against Sky Striker, because if they have a field spell, you can just spin that away, and the field spell doesn't, its effect won't activate to special a raid from deck. Unicorn is also really good to go against Thunder Dragons. You can just target the Colossus and just spin it away, and they can't protect themselves because you're not destroying them, so you're just chucking them back. And so that's really good. And of course, the 1 Isolde and the 1 Summon Sword, you gotta play these in the deck, otherwise the deck won't function. And you're playing the 1 Invoked Raijin. As I said earlier, flipping your opponent's Colossus face down is really relevant. Or if they have a Titan, you summon this. You activate Raijin to target their Titan, and they're basically, to do a trade-off, they're gonna have to, you know, use an effect from one of those eggs in their hand, and then have Titan pop your Raijin. So they're forced to, you know, respond to your Raijin. And going out to your your Link 4s. We're playing the 1 Boarload, 1 Boar Sword, and the 1 Gumblar Dragon. Boarload and Boar Sword are a must in this extra deck. Boarload basically outs Thunder Dragons. Boar Sword just to OTK, and Gumblar is just there just because if you can go into Gumblar if they say cherries your Rungo or something. So I really like Boarload because this guy alone like won me my match against Thunder Dragons. All the games I made Boarload, and the guy, he had to like make some awkward plays to basically destroy my Boarload, and by doing so he basically went neg, and so I was able to kind of recover because these Goukis, they just search themselves, and so that was really good. Making them Boarload to just take their Colossus is really strong. Next up, we were playing the 1 Link Kuriboh, Underclock Taker, and the 1 Phantom Knight's Rusty Bardish. The reason why you're playing Underclock Link Kuriboh is just because you can go into them, and you need Underclock so that you can send Underclock and some sort to the grave to make this guy. That's part of the combo. And Link Kuriboh is just there just because you can make it. You can just link out the Octo Stretch and make Link Kuriboh. During the tournament, I actually came out with a combo myself. When I was doing the Gumblar, I was trying to Gumblar my opponent, and I actually figured out a way to kind of like unbreak my board a bit. So I would just make Underclock Taker and link with the Octo Stretch and make Link Kuriboh, and then link these two away and then make this guy. And I was able to set the Brigadine and just summon that my next turn, and then Gumblar for another 2 more. And so that's really strong. So now going off to the side deck. So if you notice in my main deck, I had no hand traps whatsoever. So I actually put them in my side deck. I'm playing 3 Infinite Infirminus. It's just a really strong card overall. I mean, it's $90 for a reason. Due to the reprint announcement, it kind of dropped a little bit, but it's still like $80 to $85. A really strong card going first or second, and I just didn't feel comfortable not playing it, so that's why I played it. Basically, I bought it for a reason, so I told myself, I might as well play it in the regional, so that's what I did, and it helped me a lot too. Actually, this card actually going against Thunder Dragon, I was able to just activate it during my turn and turned off one of their Colossus, and then just proceeded to kill my opponent. So next up, playing 2 Ash Blossoms. Again, really strong card. Going second against basically every deck out there. This card stops so many power plays, so many cards that you have to play it. Next up, we're playing 3 Twin Twisters. Obviously, there are a lot of back row decks currently. Altergeist, and what. So this card is really good for that. Just popping back row. And next up, we're playing 3 Book of Eclipse. This is just to go against Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragons is pretty much your worst matchup, so you want to have outs to that matchup. And the 1 Spicy Tech, we're playing 1 Super Poly. This card is so good. I actually never resolved it, but in playtesting and also in theory, it was really good. If you're able to let's just say you're going second, and maybe your third game, right? Your first game maybe you won, or actually second game too. Second game you side this in, and your opponent makes a Titan Colossus. If you open this, you just activate this, and then you make where is he? You make the fusion guy. You make this guy, Predaplant, Dracostaplia. You make this guy. It only requires 1 fusion monster and 1 dark monster. So basically, what you can do is you can fusion off one of their Colossus, and then the other Colossus is a dark too. So you can just take that guy away. And basically, they just lost 2 Colossus, and they're left with a Titan, which is fine. I mean, Titan, like, they can pop your Gouki stuff, and it's fine because you're always just gonna get your resources back, and all you gotta do is just make a Boarload and just take it, and then you win from there. But yeah, now I also realized during playtesting with my buddies Bryce and then the night before was that if you make him, I'd say he made Titan, Colossus, you take 2 Colossus away, you have this guy on board, you're set, because basically you're going through your plays, and and let's say your opponent activates the egg in hand, and then you just chain this, because this guy has a quick effect that says you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Place 1 predator counter on it, and if it is a level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1 as long as it has a predator counter. Negate the activated effects of your opponent's monsters that have predator counters. So you can interrupt them, and you can also just make sure that they have a counter on it and they can't activate any more effects. And so this guy is really good for that. It just turns out their Titan and you just proceed to win from there, and so it's really good for that. I realized that this is also good against Pendulum Magicians, because Typically they'll end off with what was it, that Metatron guy, or maybe a Deco Talker and a whatchamacallit, that Vortex Dragon. So Vortex Dragon is a fusion, and Deco Talker is dark. And so they make that, you just if you open this, you just activate it, you fuse off the Deco Talker and the Vortex, and you make this guy, and then you just proceed to kill your opponent, which is so good. Next up, you're playing 3 red reboots. Again, this is for trap heavy decks, and so you don't want to just go second and then auto lose to a trap heavy deck. It's just bad. This deck loses to trap heavy decks. But just be mindful, you're paying half of your life points to activate this card from hand. And so if you're running to time, and if you're playing a tournament, if you're running to time, be cautious about activating this card, because this is half your life points and you could just lose in time. You don't want that to happen. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a pretty simple combo that the deck can do. All you need is basically any Gouki monster and 1 extender. So in this case, Suprex is actually pretty good to open with, and let's just go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and just summon the jump forward there, and then normal summon your Suprex. And then from here, let's go ahead and just link those 2 off into obviously the Isolde. You're going to chain link 1 and then chain link 2 the Suprex in the grave. So that way you can chain block the Isolde, so they can't close over and just pop it. So chain link 1, 2. So 2, you're going to go ahead and search. Right now you want to search for a headbat, so we're just going to search for a headbat. And then Isolde is going to go ahead and get you the Rescorpio. So from here, you basically just want the Rescorpio in hand so that you can discard it off of headbat and especially headbat itself. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to activate Isolde's effect. Secondary effect to send is equipped to your grave. So sending the Divine Phoenix Blade to special summon the Octo Stretch. There. And then from here, since you have a Gouki monster, you want to activate Headbat right away. So discard the Rescorpio, summon the Headbat, and then from here, you're going to go ahead and just link those 2 off into your Summon Sword. Headbat is going to activate. Go ahead and fetch you the Gouki rematch. So 1 Gouki rematch to your hand, and then you're going to go ahead and activate Summon Sword to target the Octo Stretch. So you want to pay attention to your monsters right now. So you have a Suprex level 4 in grave. So right now you're missing a level 3. So you're going to have to summon the Twist Cobra off of Sorceress, because you're going to want to be able to make Rongo and Bamboozling. So special the Twist Cobra there. And then at this point, go ahead and just link those 2 off for link 2. So this is where Underclock Taker comes to play. Summon it right there. And Twist Cobra and Octo Stretch will now activate. So chain 1, I guess Twist Cobra, chain 2 Octo. At this point, you can kind of go ahead and just grab yourself whatever you want. So just go ahead and grab you follow-up plays. So I would probably grab the Suprex and another, let me see here, rematch, so that you can follow up the next turn if need. So grabbing those 2 to your hand. And then let's go ahead and just link those 2 away for the Bardiche. Bardiche only requires 2 dark monsters. Underclock Taker and Summon Sorceress are both dark monsters. Summoning that, so you're going to go ahead and activate Bardiche's effect now to go ahead and send the Cloak to your grave. Sending that to the grave to set one of your Brigadines, right? So let's go ahead and just move these to the side over here a little bit. Let's go ahead and set the Bardiche over here, and then go ahead and banish the Cloak to add yourself the boots. So immediately off of him, you're getting a level 4 and a level 3. That's why it's important earlier to pay attention to what Gouki monsters you had in grave, because now you have a level 3 and a level 4. So go ahead and just activate the Brigadine special now, because you don't have any traps in your grave. As you can see, no traps. So special that, and then you can go ahead and special the boots, because you control Phantom Knight's monster. Go ahead and just activate the remesh and target Cobra and the Suprex to special summon. So special summoning these 2, doesn't matter where at this point. And then go ahead and just overlay those 2 for the Bamboozling. And then let's go ahead and overlay these 2 for the Rongo. So summon the Rongo, and then activate the Bamboozling to target the Rongo. So putting everything under the Rongo so it has more materials. So let's go ahead and actually just put it this way so you can see how much material it has. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 under it right now, and you still have a 5 card hand. So you basically didn't lose any resources at all, and you were able to make the Rongo, and you just won, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that is just a basic easy combo to make Rongo. The deck is really consistent. It doesn't have, I would say it doesn't have any bricks at all. The only thing that would be kind of considered a brick to me in the deck would be the Fog Blade, which is why I'm opting to take it out and playing a third rematch. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile and combo tutorial. More videos to come in the future. Again, I apologize for the late video. I have a life, you know, my wife and my family, they're my priority. Yeah, but I do hope to, you know, keep pumping out videos for you guys, because you guys are awesome too. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, if you like it, like the video. If you haven't seen my channel before, if you like what you see, subscribe. Otherwise, leave a dislike. So yeah, peace.